everybody. How's it going? Jeff Antoniuk here, digging deeper jazz videos. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So today we're going to keep on with our discussion about rhythmic groupings. Now, if that sounds boring to you or confusing to you, it's neither of those things. We're going to find some really cool, like a fantastic way to get deeper into the rhythmic component of our improvising. This isn't just about counting or being in the right place or how do I play the end of four. This is how to get some depth into our improvising from a rhythmic standpoint. There's so much cool stuff here. So obviously this is for all instruments, right? We're talking about rhythm. This applies to everybody. Now, this refers back to a couple videos ago. I think it was number 52, Digging Deeper. We started this talk about rhythmic groupings of threes. It sounds kind of simple, and it is kind of simple to understand. If you haven't checked that out, maybe go back to video number 52 and look there, and you can see how we built up to what we're going to do today. So today what I want to do is present that information in the context of a tune. So I have a fantastic PDF here for you guys. Essentially what I did is wrote out an etude on this tune. It's sort of a composed solo, and using a lot of this idea of groupings of threes. So I don't mean triplets. A triplet is indeed a grouping of three, dividing a quarter note into three. Instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, those are dividing into two, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That was harder than I thought it was going to be with the two fingers. Should have practiced that. So the idea now, we're not dividing a beat into three, and I'm hesitant to try to do that with the three fingers. What we're doing is just playing eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 but dividing them into groups of three. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So all I was doing is snapping on every third eighth note. Not that big a deal. 8 eighth notes, I snapped on every third one. But this is where it gets interesting, and this is what we talked about in the previous video. So as you can see on this piece, what I did is forced myself to write a bunch of groupings of threes. Groupings of threes are dotted quarter notes. In the third and fourth measure, I used only that rhythmic language. And so I used it throughout this 32 measure tune, sometimes for 2 measures at a time, sometimes 3 measures at a time, sometimes 6 measures at a time. So mixed it up a little bit. And yes, it's overdone. No, I'm not I'm not imagining there's a Grammy coming for me from this one, but if there's anybody in the Academy, anybody that's on the voting board, like, yes, vote for me, I'm not going to hold my breath. This is teaching. I'm not here to be showing off for you. If you want to hear me showing off, you can buy the new CD, which is coming soon. So no, let's play this through. I'm going to play it twice, 2 different tempos. So here we go. This is based, by the way, on the fantastic song, How High the Moon. And Charlie Parker, of course, used this form in chord changes for ornithology. So I'm using a play-along track for How High the Moon, or ornithology. And by the way, this PDF, I have it for you here in 4 keys. In the key of B flat, if you play tenor sax or clarinet or trumpet or whatever. E flat for the alto and baritone sax players, in the key of C, and in bass clef. So if you want this PDF, I'll send it to you. It has all 4 transpositions. All right, I'm pretty impressed with myself. I I wrote that, but I didn't ever actually try playing it. I think I got it all right. And one of the things I'd point your attention to is there are these square brackets underneath some of the measures. So those are showing you exactly where all this rolling dotted quarter stuff comes from. Again, if you're not sure what or why would we even do this, go to the preceding video number 52. So now here's the thing, my rhythm section, not the most responsive rhythm section because they live in a computer. They're made out of silicone. Okay, so if I played those kind of figures with my group, I have 3 different professional groups. With any one of those groups, those guys would have been on it, either playing that rhythm with me, playing an answer to that rhythm, playing a counterpoint, or getting out of the way because that rhythm was saying its own thing. There's so many ways to respond, and a great rhythm section would have made that sound like so much more than what it was. That said, you've heard that kind of playing before. And now maybe you preferred the long strings of them. Maybe you preferred the shorter version. So again, I'm just presenting this idea here. It's not supposed to be the world's most musical thing, but I want you to connect what you're hearing with what you're seeing with the intellectual understanding of what this is. All 3 need to come together. That's how we learn. As far as I'm concerned, we all need to have, for any of these devices that we talk about to work, some sort of intellectual understanding of what's going on. Right? We need to, of course, be able to play it. That's why we're here, is to learn this stuff. But again, it's all about the ears of hearing it in advance. Oh, I think I want to play that rhythmic thing. Now, of course, at a great artistic level, these 3 things are happening way in the subconscious. Sometimes I'll think of one and it leads to the next ones. Anyway, it's important to me right now. So that's why we have these written out etudes. That's why I'm playing it for you so you can hear it. And now you do your part. You sit down and learn this stuff. All right, let me play it for you again, a little faster tempo. Man, that's a little hard at that faster tempo, and I see that there's not a lot of places to breathe, so you could hear me trying to sneak breaths in there and everything. So maybe it sounded a little different to you at the faster tempo. Now, of course, it sounded different. It was faster, but what I mean is the quality of those groupings of 3. It's a really interesting sound. And I'm excited at some point to be able to do this with a live group for you, especially when Jazzwire gets launched. And you can hear how a real pro rhythm section is going to respond. Now, you piano players and guitar players out there, what would you have done when you heard that? Would you have responded with that rhythm? Even if you didn't intellectually know what it was, you could hear the pattern, right? There was a definite rhythmic pattern going on. Well, so now you actually maybe know what it is. As a bass player, would you choose to walk through that so we could hear the counterpoint, we could hear one thing against another, or would you go with it? You would leave the foundation and join this other thing. There's a lot of correct answers. And one person can make one answer sound right, the next person it doesn't come off so well. So this is the fun stuff. And this is what I love talking about so much, the group dynamics, right? So as a soloist or as a comper, we can create some amazing magic moments. And this is an incredible busy time for me right now. I have Maryland Summer Jazz, our adult workshop, coming up in like a month. And some of you folks out there are traveling across the world to join us. That's amazing. This is the kind of stuff that we get to do in a room with like real musicians there playing this stuff with us. I'm in the middle of teaching 3 jazz professionals in jazz teacher training. Somebody in Dallas, Texas, somebody in Portland, Oregon, somebody in Spokane, Washington. So those 3 places are going to have jazz professionals teaching this stuff, assembling groups so you can play this stuff with other people. I have a new album coming out with a amazing group that I love playing with so much. Mike Pope on bass, who used to play with Chick Corea Frank Russo on drums, fantastic guitarist named John Lee. So I've got that going on. And then Jazzwire is launching this fall. And that's going to be a place for all you guys and women to be digging in way deeper into all this music and having really meaningful conversations, not only with me and other professionals, but with each other. So thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Do remember to subscribe to these videos if you haven't yet. And if you've subscribed, make sure to turn on the notifications. Subscribing doesn't do any good unless you get notified when the new video comes out every Friday. So do that, and definitely leave comments on YouTube. And if you're seeing this in Facebook, that's great too. Leave comments. Let me know what you're enjoying. Let me know what you would like us to dig into next time. Most of these videos these days are based on hundreds of you writing and letting me know what you're finding interesting, what you're finding challenging. This is a community. I want to talk to you guys. So thanks for writing. Take care. See you next time.